Well, hello there, gang. Troy W. Hudson, the voiceover with personality. It's time for another Voiceover Weekly Stew live on Facebook. And if you couldn't tell, I've got some special guests in the studio that were rocking out with that background music on the countdown. The two housemates of mine that have always just brought great value and interest to my life. Don't leave. Hey, what's this? Yeah, somebody pays attention. You're leaving too early, Ellie. You're leaving too early. We have Dentisticks bacon flavored today. Somebody want a bacon stick? A dentist stick? Smells like bacon? They're better than the minty fresh ones, I'll tell you that. Not that I've tried either one, but the smell of bacon in the studio on a Friday. I know, Watson, you'll get yours for being such a good sport. I mean, that's the only way I was able to get them in here. Now my fingers smell like bacon. No, I'm not going to lick them. Okay. Anyway, it is a very special day. It is Friday, July 17th. 17th, yeah. Thank you for joining me if you are on the live. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to talk a little bit about what my week was this past week, if I can keep Big Boy down here over here. And before we get into any of that, it is a very special day. It is July 17th. 7 years ago today, this young lady celebrated her very first day on planet Earth, and we are celebrating her birthday today. One of my two golden housemates, Ellie Mae Jeffcoat, is 7 years old today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. To you. Happy birthday to Ellie Mae Jeffcoat. It is true. Yes, and the birthday greetings are just flying in. Yes, they are. Tammy says, happy birthday, Ellie. Tama loves you. And, you know, they've been such good sports. Ellie, are you going to come in here and enjoy your bacon treat? Are you gonna get your bacon treat? Well, I do know that Watson is here, and he's going to enjoy, that is her brother, younger brother, by just a year. He is going to get, you ready for it? You want it? Wait for it. Wait for it. You can have it. Oh, he's ready to party. He is definitely ready to party. The doggy cam is live. Watson is on the floor, and he is enjoying that Dentistic bacon treat. And so, yeah, there you go. All right, so it's not all fun and games, folks, here in the studio today, although we do take time out to recognize our staff and crew. Ellie and Watson being two of the faithful companions. And if Ellie ever comes back, either I'm going to get bored and... No, this one's for Ellie. No, you can't do this just yet. We can't do that. Anyway, it has been a crazy, hectic, blessed week in voiceover land here as far as variety of work. This one will be probably a little bit shorter. It will definitely be shorter than last week's, which went way long. It was like 50 some odd minutes. Wasn't expecting that, but just kind of it got crazy. And so, yes, this is from the birthday girl's mother, so to speak, Mrs. Tasha Jeffcoat. Yes, Ellie is very happy today to be celebrating her birthday. Oddly enough, I want to share something before we get back into the workload. And that is, I was expecting to go on a long walk with her and Watson, her brother, this morning. It's kind of my morning routine. We get out, we hook up our Garmin watch, and we time ourselves on a long hike in a state forest just down the road. But for some reason or other, Ellie did not want to go this morning, oddly enough. She just kind of crawled under the table. I brought the leash out. I jingled it, and I said, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Come on, let's go. And she was just like, I'm sleeping in. Today's my birthday. Apparently, she was up late last night staring out of the patio glass doors. There must have been squirrels or cats or some sort of thing keeping her occupied. She was up all night thinking maybe the party started last night. I don't know. It did for her. She was not ready and willing to go on the walk. So Watson and I went leashless this morning. Neither of us wore one. And so that was a lot of fun, actually. But we did miss Ellie, and we talked about her a little bit in a nice way. So anyway, that's what happened this morning. And now enough with the birthday frivolities and general celebratory mood that we have here in the Green Studio. I want to talk a little bit about the kind of stuff that's been going on this past week in my studio, in my voiceover world, and that is, it has been crazy hectic. And the reason this one's going to be a bit short, I keep saying that if I ever get through my bullet list, is because I've got so much stuff on the calendar today. I've had so much stuff all throughout the week, a wide variety of different kind of work. I've had commercial work. I've had a lot of e-learning narration. I've had some children's stories. I've got 2 massive projects to do today and probably through the weekend. Before I came on here, I was trying to go through and proof a 13,000-word script that I'm going to have to knock out by early next week, but I got to proof it first. Right before going on here, I got contacted by a guy that wanted me to go on and do some Medicare and Medicaid commercials, actually on-camera stuff that I'm trying to book a studio for that particular time, and I'm just got an email. I may or may not have it set up or not. I don't know. It's been wild. Done some character voice work. It's just been crazy. Something that, hearkening back to the hike time, something I do in the morning besides doing, physical exercise, because when you sit in this padded room for a long time, folks, it wears on you. Not to mention it just makes you fat, because if you're just like eating bacon sticks all day or whatever and not exercising, it'll take a toll. And it's taken a toll on me. That's why you only see me from here. Below it's like a big, no, never mind. Anyway, taking care of yourself is very important because it does affect your voice health. It does affect your mental, cognitive abilities. It affects so much of you, and it keeps you alive a lot longer so you can enjoy family, friends, and many more doggy birthdays. So something I was listening to, it was on my phone as I was walking this past week, a line that jumped out of me. It was a reading of the... I think, am I still live? Yeah, there I go. That was pretty weird. I saw myself freeze. I think I'm still live. Okay, yeah. I'm going to assume I am and just continue. I was listening to a translation of the Bible called the Passion Translation, and something the author and speaker was talking about was, as he was introducing the book of John, it was to, as he put it, jump heart first into the story. Jump heart first into whatever you're about to do. And it just started bouncing around in my head and just really got me stirred up. I've heard jump, feet first, jump head first, don't jump head first, don't jump into it. But the phrase jump heart first just did something to me. I can't thank you, Tammy, for letting me know I am live. I was frozen, but now I am live. But it did something to me. Jump heart first was just like, it has so many connotations, and I took that to mean follow my passion. Follow your passion. Don't sit on the sidelines. And part of this doing the live thing for me is it's kind of weird. It's kind of therapeutic, because I have always been very introverted and very afraid of people's opinions. And I know a lot of you folks are like that. We compare ourselves to other people. We compare ourselves to people who can get on in front of a camera and speak at will and make great sense, and they have no notes. I've got somebody in my family like that just an amazing talent. If the camera tips over, it's because we're now 0 dogs in the studio, but we still have 1 dentist stick. So it's amazing the people that have that talent and ability. My point is, don't be afraid, even if you're not doing it perfect, because I am so far away from knowing how to do this stuff right. But it is a blast trying to overcome a lot of those fears of going live, of just putting yourself out there and doing it. So jump heart first this week. Jump heart first. Just dive into something you haven't done before. Use some common sense, but definitely jump heart first. I want to share a couple of things that I've done this past week. I had a client that wanted me to do some voiceover work for actually it's called, I think it was like a corporate e-learning gamification program of some sort. And what that is it's like teaching people through e-learning and using games that you may be familiar with in an entertaining way. So I did some voiceover work to support a project I'd done last year, I think it was, on camera. Before I went to a studio and did it right, I had my DSLR camera set up. I had a green screen behind me. I did the best I could do with lights, and I sent them this, and they cut me out of the green screen, or they removed the green screen technically, and then put their own background in there, and then added some little things. And this was I was playing an IT guy, and this was kind of fun. I sent them some new voiceovers which went with this particular program. They're building on it. This was like VR.2. Thank you, Felipa. I appreciate that. Jumping heart first, absolutely. You do not let fear cripple you. Do not let it stop you from doing something you enjoy, that you like doing, and something maybe you've never tried before. Use the common sense, but don't be afraid to jump in. So anyway, back to the, this is me playing the part of Nikki, the IT guy. It's a back-to-back. It's about 30, 35 seconds or so. The birthday girl's back in here. Before she runs off, I gotta do this. Ellie, come here, baby. Hey, come here. You want your birthday treat? Yes, you pretty girl. You pretty girl. Yes. Okay. Watson didn't get them both. Anyway, here's Nikki, the IT guy, and I'll be right back.
Hey, it's Nikki from IT. Man, am I glad to find you. I thought everyone left for Brenda's farewell party. Listen, we've been getting these strange emails lately. It looks like an unknown attacker is trying to get access to our systems. I need to identify those emails before I can block him for the whole company, but there are loads of them. Hey, can you check some of them for me? If you think they're suspicious, report them back to me and I'll deal with them. Thanks. Awesome, you actually did it. That'll teach Brenda for forgetting to invite us. Just to recap, you can spot phishing mails by an incorrect email address of the sender, the use of a general greeting such as "Dear Customer," the urgent or threatening tone they use while asking for personal information, a suspicious URL in the link. Hey, thanks for the help. I'll go ahead and block this guy. Stay sharp, though. I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, so that was me actually in my living room with my DSLR green screen background and a couple of lights blazing on my face without air conditioning. And if you could tell, a little perspiration. I was looking off to the side because that was my direction. I think I was inset into a monitor screen, and they would bring up bullets on another graphic. But they shared that video with me because we had done some more pickup work this past week, building on, I think it's version 2 of that, and they only needed me. Oddly enough, they only needed me with a voiceover. They didn't want me on camera this time. Couldn't be. They didn't like it. Anyway. Another project I did this past week, this is a work in progress, what I'll show you this video, but it was for some Slovenian mountain climbing guides, and the footage is absolutely breathtaking. They wanted me to basically replace the voice of one of their native speakers and put myself in that person's position, excuse me, of actually being there on the mountain, experiencing the majesty and beauty. So it's not fully mixed and done, but this is what they shared with me. So imagine, part of what I did was I looked at the lines, I closed my eyes, and I envisioned the video footage that I knew was going with it. So they did give me the footage ahead of time. And it was so incredible. I mean, the footage, it just kind of, it took my breath away. But they wanted not too dramatic. They wanted me to hold back and just kind of be that person that was experiencing it without being trailer-esque and, kind of dramatic. So this is the clip.
Fascinated by the ridges and peaks, I have always dreamed of entering that world. To go further than capable alone. It wasn't fear that held me back. It was common sense.
Okay, Tony, we'll get ready here.
Zdaj pa glavna naloga vajina je to, da bo vrv med vama napeta. Super.
And so here I stand, walk, climb. Safe in the hands of decades of experiences, training, and education.
Daš ti pošteno odstopko.
Watch your step here.
Free from doubts and worries, to distract my here and now, my being one with this secret world. And so, here we stand, respecting the mountains and each other.
Yeah, I still I'm amazed at that footage and the opportunity to be able to work with those folks. Just absolutely blessed. And again, it was a line by line thing of just watching the footage. My mouth was just hanging open, imagining what that guy was going through, and I just kind of spoke from the heart. And thank you, Adam, for that nice comment. It was just phenomenal. Again, it's a work in progress. Now you go from that to something totally different, to where this sort of ethereal, just majestic awe of nature, to something else I did this past week. This was I was contacted by, I think it's a UK company, and they make energy bars and nutritional things for big big enthusiasts, fitness enthusiasts, gym rats. That still has such a negative connotation, doesn't it? Anyway. This was done on social media. There are other variations of it, but this was for a company called Grenade. And I'll play it twice because it goes by really quick. But they wanted something very understated, not too heavy. The less is more focus delivery style, which is really, really popular. So this is just a quick 15-second social media ad for Grenade, and I'll probably end up playing it twice. Here we go.
It was going to be your year. Life's tough right now, but so are you. Swap your ordinary for the extraordinary. Whatever life throws at you, make sure you've got more in your tank. Grenade, you got this. It was going to be your year. Life's tough right now, but so are you. Swap your ordinary for the extraordinary. Whatever life throws at you, make sure you've got more in your tank. Grenade, you got this.
So again, very understated. A little bit of a flare because I saw the footage ahead of time. There was originally a UK narrator on there, and he was kind of like, grenade, you got this. So that's kind of Aussie, isn't it? Never mind. But the point was the original that they played for me. Now, they said we want the American voice. So I did sort of the higher energy and the kind of growling, grenade, you got this, and sent them different variations. This was a self-directed session. This was all back and forth, which is another reason why I send folks a lot of different variations with the mountain climber spot and with the grenade energy bars, the same thing. I go across a spectrum or a range of different delivery styles. Again, if it's self-directed. If it's a live direction, Zoom session, Skype session, or Source Connect session, then I kind of know they're going to tell me what they want. They're going to say, dial it back, give me less, back away, lean in, give me more intimate, whatever the directions are. Just don't sound like that announcer guy. That's always the main thing. Sound conversational. That guy next door. And that guy next door usually is not going to be talking about energy bars and working out in the gym with that kind of attitude. But sometimes you just never know. So in a self-directed session, my point was you got to kind of cover that spectrum of the kind of the soft, like whatever, grenade, you got this, to grenade, you got this. I mean, you're like feeling it. You're even sweating and you're like, you got a good pump on and you're just, In that case, it was sort of middle of the road of what I sent him. I sent him, I think, 4 or 5 different versions of it. But ultimately, it was the less intense versions that got picked, even though, and here's why, because if it was radio, that'd be one thing. I'd be totally selling it because all you're hearing is audio. But with social media visual ads and with television commercials, really, you're just, as someone put it, and I'm not taking the phrase because I didn't coin it, but they said you're basically the glue that holds this whole thing together. You're usually the last cog in the machine for things like this. Many times the video's been shot, it's been edited. They just need somebody to tell the story. You're kind of the glue that holds it together, and you're not the main highlight thing on a TV or on a video piece, a movie clip. So that's the approach I took. That's really most of all I've got this week. I did have a couple of thoughts on something. Can I be honest with you? Something I'm struggling with right now. Watson, do you care? He's still in here. Something I've been dealing with for a while is procrastination. Procrastination. No matter how you say it, it's an issue with me. And it ties into something. I think I'm still in focus. It's weird. My camera app died on me during the middle of this thing. Something, and it doesn't matter. Procrastination of going out there and I guess doing more. When you're busy, when you've got a heavy schedule, there's certain things you should be doing for your business. I know there's certain things I should be doing for my voiceover business. I should be marketing. I should be making new contacts. I should be updating my website. I should be making sure my profiles on the sites where I work are updated, freshened up. I should be contacting clients I'm working with to make sure everything's cool. I should. And it becomes this long list of stuff I gotta do's, and then you, in my particular case, I get so absorbed with that it becomes a stress point because I don't do any of them. I just put it off. I'm like, well, what's the most important? Well, the most important thing is I'm reacting to getting work. I'm reacting to what I've got on my schedule. I'm reacting. Thank you, Lord, that I've got work coming in. I'm reacting to that project load that I'm dealing with right now, in the here and now. And it's good to be present in the here and now and knock that stuff out. That's when you get paid, when you're productive and you're putting stuff out and you're cranking stuff out on a regular basis, on a fast basis, accurate, doing it right, and making everybody happy. That's important. That's incredibly important. But there's sometimes I was just looking at some comments. The balance here is always kind of precarious. Sometimes, because I want feedback and I want to respond to anything you have, but sometimes it distracts me because I hear things popping and coming up on the side on the comments anywhere you can't see, but it's on my monitor. So it's a matter of being reactive versus proactive. So procrastination is just dragging your feet and not doing those things that I know I need to do. And that whole thing of being reactive versus proactive, which ties into the same thing. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. It's wonderful to have the work coming in. It's wonderful to have folks, filling your schedule up into next week and, who knows how long. But there's always that thing of, what are you doing to grow what you're doing right now? How are you growing that client base? How are you taking care of the other stuff? And as a solopreneur, as a self-employed person, that can be a real struggle. But here's what I want to do. And maybe this works for you. You got a plan. You know how to deal with this. You figured it all out. I haven't. But that's something I'm going to be working on this next week. Here's like a thorn in the flesh for me. I have had one major project that I have had on the back burner. And I mean, it keeps getting picked up and put on the front, and the heat gets turned up, and I'm ready to go. And then it gets put on another back burner because it's not a quote-unquote priority because the voiceover work comes first. But this is also a media project. And I used to be, back in the day, a video editor, and occasionally I get a project to do, and I'm still, in that world, but very little. So it takes me longer to get ramped up. It takes me longer to refamiliarize myself with the tools of the trade that I've got on this machine, but I haven't used them in a while. So it's like ramping up and doing it again. I've got a video project that's been sitting on my back burner since April. I did the voiceover for it, and the client also wanted me to do the video for it. And so it keeps getting put back here. I don't know why I'm pointing back here, but it's like, this is the stove. Don't touch it. It's hot. The hot stuff is the voiceover stuff. It comes in, boom, you got to knock it out within 24 to 48 hours. A video is something that, for me, this particular project is going to take days, possibly a week or two. And it's harder to get your mind in there when you're all the time jumping back out of that, and you're moving stuff around, and you're getting a script for a commercial, you're getting a narration, you're getting an e-learning, you're getting an explainer video, you're getting a video game character. You're doing all these other things, and you're juggling, and you're running, and you're running, and you're running, and you're getting it all done, and you're like, okay, check that box, check that box, check that box. But this one is like one of those big boxes that require like multiple steps to check them off. So I am holding myself accountable. Before, how many people are live? And I don't know how many people watch this, on the replay. But I'm holding myself accountable to, by next week, oh, this is risky. But by next week, which would be the 24th of July, I am determined to get that project done and have better results and have that big, weight, or whatever you want to call it, a monkey on your back or the weight on your shoulders. I'm determined to get that off of me and move forward and just have it out of the way. And have a happy client, and if the client's just happened to watch this, I'm sorry, Diana. I am very sorry I have not gotten the project done. It's not because I've been lollygagging. It's because I've just been swamped with work, and I know they're very, very generous and very kind, and they show me a lot of grace with this kind of work because I've done videos for them in the past. But it's just been too stinking long, I'm in my house. I'm in a padded room. I got the gear. Just do the video, buddy. Come on, it's After Effects. How hard could it be? No, easy stuff. Compared to voiceover, it's like night and day. All right, anyway, that's about all I have today, unless there's any last-minute questions jumping in. I'm looking at the clock, and it is 1:29. I had a goal of going 30 minutes on this bad boy, and ladies and gentlemen, it is 1:30. So, I'm out. I got work to do. I got a challenge that I've laid down. The gauntlet's been down. So That's about all I got. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Be blessed. Be a blessing to somebody else today, this week, and have a fantastic weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.